Discussion on device closure of atrial septal defect. Device closure of AST is suitable for secondum AST with a good rim all around for holding the discs together. Transesophageal echo is done to assess the superior aortic and mitral rims as well as the total septal length. Please subscribe to this channel for future updates. Click on the subscribe button. Press the bell icon after that for all updates. It is ideal to have TEE guidance during the procedure as well. A guide wire is introduced through the femoral vein into the inferior vena cava and further through the right atrium across the AST into the left atrium. The tip of the wire is then placed in the pulmonary vein and a long venous sheath is introduced. Once the sheath is in position, the device attached to the delivery cable is introduced into the sheath under water to avoid air bubbles in the system. Bubbles in the system can get embolized during delivery with air emboli going into the systemic circulation. If it reaches the cerebral circulation, transient giddiness and altered sensorium can occur. ST segment elevation and hypotension may occur if the air bubbles find their way into the coronary circulation. Oxygen inhalation and other supportive care usually takes care of minor air embolism as the manifestations are often transient. Once the device reaches the left atrium, the left atrial disc of the device is released first and brought in contact with the left atrial side of the AST. When the position is judged ideal, the right atrial disc is allowed to form by withdrawal of the sheath. Once the two discs are in position with the waist across the AST, slight wiggling is done to make sure that the device is perfectly fitting and has no tendency for dislodgement. Position is confirmed by transesophageal echo with special care to see that the device does not interfere with the function of the AV valves. Once everything is fine, the device is released by unscrewing the delivery cable. An unstable device can occasionally get dislodged either into the left or right atrium. It may be possible to snare out the dislodged device depending on the position where it gets lodged. Rarely, surgical intervention may be needed to retrieve a dislodged device. One of the dreaded long-term complications of AST device closure is aortic erosion, which is more likely to occur if the aortic rim is deficient. Fortunately, it is very rare due to precautions at the time of device implantation and pre-implant assessment. A study published in Circulation in 2016 documented 125 cardiac erosions over a period of 12 years from a database. Erosions were diagnosed over a median of 14 days after the device closure. Deficiency of aortic rim was found to be almost universal, while deficiency of any of the aortic superior vena cava or inferior vena cava rims were the most important risk factor for cardiac erosion. It was a case-controlled study with age and sex matched controls. Device oversizing also contributed to the chance for cardiac erosion after AST device closure. Those who died of cardiac erosions were more likely to have aortic erosion than the survivors and an oversized device. Though the median period was 14 days, 16 of the 125 erosions were diagnosed after 1 year. Other factors related to erosion were larger size of the AST, larger size of the device, smaller weight bar device size ratio, and more than 5 mm difference between the AST size and device size. Generally, closure of AST is done in children and young adults. A study involving 23 patients with AST and median age of 70 years having AST size between 9 to 30 mm reported favorable cardiac remodeling and improvement of functional status. The New York Heart Association functional class improved in 16 patients. They had significant improvement in 6-minute walk distance and mental health score. No major complications were noted in these AST device recipients. They also had significant change in the left ventricular end diastolic and end systolic dimensions at 1 year after the closure. there was accompanying significant reduction in right ventricular end diastolic dimensions as expected. The improvement of LV function was due to offsetting of the reverse Bernheim effect, in which RV dilatation causes a septal bulge and impedance to LV function. Though some studies have shown transient increases in left atrial pressure and consequent pulmonary edema in elderly patients after AST closure due to a stiff LV, the current study did not report any such instance. The authors concluded that AST closure with devices is technically feasible and is associated with favorable cardiac remodeling and improvement in functional class in older patients. Here are some important journal references. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for future updates and click on the bell icon for all updates. Thank you.